Easter weekend is the perfect time to whip up something fun, a little nostalgic and super easy. Remember those ice cream sodas we all had as kids? Well, here's a grown-up version with an Easter twist, the Fluffy Duck. A cute name for a cute cocktail. Between all the chocolate, hot cross buns and fluffy chicks everywhere, a cocktail called the Fluffy Duck just fits, right? It's a great cocktail to serve before Easter Sunday lunch or dinner. Hey everyone, I'm really happy today to say that today's cocktail, the Fluffy Duck, was created in Australia. And this is the fair dinkum recipe, straight out of the pages of the Australian Women's Weekly, a magazine here that has been in print since 1933. It is rumoured that the cocktail was created in Sydney, and that does make sense to me because I grew up in Sydney and I remember this was one of the few cocktails that my mum really did enjoy, and especially at Easter. So what do we need for today's cocktail? We need white rum, and I'm using Bacardi, Superior rum. We need Advocaat, which is a yellow custardy type liqueur. We need lemonade, which is not the American lemonade, but in Australia, and I think maybe in the UK too, and definitely in New Zealand, lemonade here is like Sprite or 7-Up. So you can definitely just substitute those if you don't have Kirk's lemonade available to you, or Schweppes. And we need cream. This is an easy cocktail, and we're just going to be making it in the glass. So let's get into it. Firstly, ice. Ice into the glass, fill it up almost to the top. That should probably do it. And we are going to put 30 ml or 1 ounce of white rum. And we'll need 30 ml or 1 ounce of Advocaat. Look at that colour, bright yellow. You can get some other brands of Advocaat which are a paler yellow. I actually like this brand, but I think it might only be available in Australia, possibly New Zealand. I have never seen it overseas anywhere. What we need to do now is top up with lemonade, but not right to the top because we're going to be putting cream on the top. So we just need to fill it up. Definitely don't use American lemonade because that will just be flat and yellow and it won't really do what it's supposed to do, as in fizz this up like a duck, I guess. And now put your spoon in and just give that a gentle stir. We don't want to kill the bubbles. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour in some cream. I find it a bit easier if I put some in the jigger, so I'm just going to put a bit in there. I think you probably need about 15 ml. Let's see. I haven't quite got 30 ml in here. I've probably got 22.5, so we'll see how it goes. Now, just lower your spoon and then just pour gently over the top, just because we want it to kind of float on the top. And don't worry too much about it being separate. It should separate, but it doesn't hurt if it goes through the drink because that kind of makes it really yummy. Here we have the Fluffy Duck. You can put as little as much cream on the top, or as little or as much lemonade or 7-Up or Sprite as you like, and you can tailor this to how you like the drink. If I was serving this, say, before Easter lunch or Easter dinner, I would probably put a little bit less cream in it, perhaps on the top, and maybe a bit more lemonade, just to make it more of a refreshing drink rather than something a bit heavier. Now, if you wonder why cream will float on the top, it's because the fat content makes it less dense, so it doesn't sink to the bottom. So it's a good thing to put on the top of a drink. You can float it, or just like this, it's kind of seeping through, which I quite like. So all we need is a straw, and let's have a taste. This is a really great drink for Easter because, you know, fluffy duck, ducklings, new life and all that sort of stuff. And it's also good if you're having a gathering and you can sort of serve it as a pre-drink or a, you know, welcome drink for people coming to your house. And you know what? It's actually good anytime you're feeling a bit nostalgic. It doesn't have to be Easter. And you feel like you like to have an ice cream soda, which is what we call a spider here. And this is very reminiscent of, childhood, having ice cream on top of the soda or pop. And of course, it's a grown-up version, so, keep the kids away, but the adults can also have their fun. You could actually, if there were kids coming as well, you could actually serve this to the adults and serve the kids the traditional soda with, and I'd probably use lemonade and put a scoop of ice cream on the top. I really like this. It's not a drink you can have too many of. I think one would probably be just perfect. I hope everyone enjoys this cocktail. I think it's very reminiscent of childhood, and it's definitely reminiscent of my childhood. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you next week for another cocktail.